let it go on record that I do not believe that things like food, housing, water should be commodified. I don't believe in that shit. All of that shit should be decommodified. No one person should be owning that shit. These are things that should be owned by the community as a whole, because when you make it to where an individual can own these things, what you're doing is you are enlisting other people who cannot afford that, you or not even cannot afford these things, but as people in general, you are enlisting other people into a life of slavery, and you are making that person a demigod. There is no libertarian capitalist shit that you could bring to me that would get me to believe that we should be commodifying food, housing, and water. I do not care what economist you quote. I'm just gonna roll my eyes and give you the fucking middle finger. Call it anti-intellectualism if you want to, but even if you want to say that socialism and communism don't work, I'm willing to find and look for a society to which we do not have to have these things commodified, and people can live without these things being commodified. But whenever I say this shit, there are people, usually capitalist motherfuckers, that look at me and that think I'm fucking crazy because of capitalist conditioning. Why is it that why are you not asking yourself the important questions? These questions being, why is it that these things have to have price tags on them? We provide more of these things than we have people on the fucking planet, yet there are people who are still homeless and people who are still hungry. And then the motherfuckers that want to sit there and say that these things should still be commodified will insist that these other people are just fucking lazy. So miss me with this shit, okay? Necessities to live should not be, necessities to live should not be charged for. Because you didn't ask to be on this fucking earth. And again, there is nothing, I'm literally ready for any debate with any libertarian or capitalist, because I will tell them, I do not give a fuck. I do not care. I'm willing to look for a world in which, or in search for a world in which these things can be given to people for free. 100%. And I'm not going to take no for an answer. And here's the reason why you should roll your eyes at these fucking economists, okay? Because these fucking economists will say shit like, and we've talked about this before, they'll quote motherfuckers like Thomas Sowell, who said that minimum wage is the most anti-Negro law to have ever been presented, because before that, the unemployment rate for black teenagers was lower than that of white people, white adults, because, get this, black teenagers could sell their labor for cheaper. And this man is revered and loved and respected by economists world fucking wide. And he believes bullshit like that. That it's an anti-Negro law because Negroes, black people, people like me, could sell themselves into slavery and indentured servitude much easier before the law was passed. And could sell their labor, could basically sell themselves into slavery much easier. Because listen, if you're not paid enough to fucking live, or if you're paid enough to just barely scrape by, you're a fucking slave, okay? You're a goddamn motherfucking slave. If you can't pay, if you're working, but you can barely pay to live. Motherfuckers like Thomas Sowell and other economists would rather have people work and be homeless, work and starve, than to starve and not work. Be homeless and not work. Because at least you're benefiting the capitalist society and you're benefiting some rich fucking white dude. So I'm telling you this right now. Economists, fuck them. Throw them in the goddamn trash can. I don't give two flying fucks. Okay? Whenever a libertarian, a capitalist, a liberal, a conservative, whatever, wants to bring up economists, yawn and roll your fucking eyes. I do not give a flying fuck.